Today we're at Cactus High School for the Arizona Robotics League. Last season, the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation and Honeywell invested in this playing surface that you see behind me to give first robotics teams in Arizona a chance to practice their skills during their off season. And to come and see it today is absolutely incredible.
The Arizona Robotics League is a place where teams can maximize the use of their resources because it is a free event. All teams get to participate for free, and this is all thanks to our sponsors like the Arizona Diamondbacks and Honeywell.
We are hoping that these events combined with our regular season stuff really inspires the community to keep their programs around for a longer period of time, and we can overall grow STEM in Phoenix and all of Arizona.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to kind of a special episode, like a midweek between event episode of Arizona Robotics League. I don't know, actually, this doesn't have an episode title, but welcome back. My name is Luke. I am one of your ARL program directors. Joining me this week, you may know him as the infamous slide guy. We know him as Argeo. Argeo, hello.
Hi, I'm Argeo. I'm also the marketing director for ARL, so I run all the socials, as well as being slide guy.
Slide guy, infamous slide guy. Argeo was a student of mine on 1011 when we both lived in Tucson, and now that one of us lives in Phoenix, we're both on 498. And Argeo has been an integral piece of setting up all the ARL media stuff for us, and he refs. He's like a man of many talents, so very excited to have him here. And what are we doing today? It'll be a short little episode today. We are covering or talking about the ARL Championship, which we can now say is November 11th and 12th. We announced it last week at our extra innings episode, but officially out into the open, it is November 11th and 12th. It is the only weekend we could do it in November. To peel back the curtain a little bit, it's the only weekend we could do it while giving teams some time off in between ARL October, the state championship in October. But very exciting. It will be at Cactus High School again, which as of today, you may also know as one of the venues for one of your Arizona regionals. So far, it's the only one, right? So Arizona Regional announced today is at Cactus High School. So maybe get used to the venue. Scope out the good spots for lunch. I don't know. And then you'll know going into next season. Again, to peel back the curtain a little bit and being transparent with everyone who's interested in the process of running, this off-season series, we wanted to host the championship at maybe a more high-profile venue, and the organization that we are working with kind of had some things double booked, and we kept looking for a weekend that worked, and we couldn't find one, so we are booked for next year, 2023 ARL Championship at this venue, which is very exciting, but not this year. So this year we have to fall back to Cactus High School, but that's okay. I don't know, Argeo, where should we get started? I guess we should maybe talk about the elephant in the room, the first FRC update that happened today.
Yeah, so if you guys didn't hear, there was a new blog post from First detailing changes to the 2023 playoff schedule. It's now going to be a double elimination bracket instead of the traditional single elimination that we've had for years.
Yeah, I mean, amongst a slew of changes, right? One of the big ones is going to be this testing of the double elim bracket, a change in our traditional best of three playoff structure. There's a lot of great stuff in there. If you haven't read it yet, I highly suggest you go read it because there's a lot of changes. The least of which, and maybe the one I'm most excited for, has nothing to do with the playoff structure at all. It just has to do with you can now select what driver station you would like in eliminations, right, for an alliance. So if I'm a traversal robot and I want to be on the driver station right behind the traversal bars, I can now select that. I'm not just locked into whatever spot gets assigned to that part of that pick of the alliance, right? First, second, or third robot. So that's really exciting. I don't know about everybody else. I don't know about you, Argeo, but for me, as a drive coach, And as someone who's been behind the glass for 11 years, like that's really exciting because you always want to put your robots in the spot that helps them succeed the most. So I don't know. Do you have something you're most excited about?
Yeah, I'm actually most excited about the bracket. But on that driver station note, we also had a couple of teams at the last event that came up asking if they could do that during ARL. So I know it's something that a lot of people have wanted.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm excited to get more playtime from all the robots. It's what we're all here for at the end of the day, and just getting to see people not end their day so early is going to be a good change of pace.
At least getting to see another alliance, right? The way First has it laid out in that update, it is a single elimination, or sorry, a double elimination but single round series, right? So Alliance 1 plays Alliance 8, all that stays the same in round 1, but it's a best of 1. So the winner just keeps going in the upper bracket and the loser falls to the lower bracket. So you could still, so the 8 seed or the 7, the 6, whoever, could still fall out of playoffs in 2 matches. But instead of just losing 2 to the number 1 alliance as the 8 seed, you could lose 1 to the 1 alliance. Then maybe you upset, another alliance because you have to face someone different, and you can maybe go a little bit further in the playoff rounds than just always falling out in quarterfinals. So I think it's a big change, obviously, and it's very exciting. And the ironic reason that we are talking about this and right now, not just because it's the fruit of the
Relevant.
day, right? Not because it's relevant, is because, and this was our big announcement, not planned, by the way. This was not supposed to coincide with each other, but the ARL Championship, will also follow a double elimination bracket style, right? For our playoffs. So this bracket that First laid out was really helpful because the one that I made personally didn't look nearly as good. So huge. It was huge props to First for creating a nice clear model that I couldn't do. So I'm glad this came out today so we can all follow along. And this model, by the way, this bracket and all the information that we're going to talk about will be added to the game manual, or our handbook. I mean the ARL handbook, and in a team update that is sent out to all teams on Friday. So if you're missing this episode, or you want to go back and reread again what we're about to talk about, it'll all be in the handbook. So the main differences between the double elim bracket that First is going to use next year, and the double elim bracket that we will use for the ARL Championship, is that the ARL Championship bracket, each series between the 1 and the 8 seed, right? Between the 1 and the 8 will be a best 2 out of 3. So not a best of 1. So no matter what, the 8 and the 1 seed are playing each other twice, and then you'll continue to play in best 2 of 3s all the way to the finals. And so this will elongate the day quite a bit, right? It elongates the playoff structure to a point where that's probably why First can't have FRC do this, right? Because it just takes too long. But the reason it works for us is why, Argeo? Why does it work for us?
Because we have only one day and no qualification matches.
No qualification matches. That's exactly right. You were paying attention. Heck yeah. That's right. So we have no qualification matches for the ARL Championship. We will be selecting, if you've read through the entire handbook, you've already probably read that we will be selecting alliances prior to the ARL Championship. More details on that election process will be trickling out in the coming weeks. Promise that. So when you show up to the ARL Championship in November on Saturday, we are right from the get-go starting in playoffs, right? So there's no matches that don't matter, right? Why? So, Ario, you probably could talk through some of our, and I could pick up what you can't, what you don't say. But what's our? I don't know. What do you think our reasoning is for? I don't know, doing it the whole day, having it just be the main event.
It makes it a bigger event overall. If you're only there to play in the playoffs, every match counts whether you lose or advance. You're not just trying to get through the first half, and try to get rank, and then quickly make your alliances before lunch.
Yeah.
And then get onto the matches that really matter.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm really excited to test it out, right? The part of the ARL is that we get to test things we've always wanted to see. So I've always wanted to see alliances have prep time, right? The downside of FRC, in my opinion, is that it's not really a downside. It's like a trade-off. Because they want to get more qualification matches in for all the teams that are present, right? We have to continue to scout on Saturday, select alliances at lunch, and then immediately play with them not an hour, 45 minutes later. It doesn't give a lot of time to see really cool cooperation, working together, unless you're like really snappy and have things planned out. It doesn't offer a lot for, coordinated autonomous routines or deep strategy, right? What makes a team really good is their ability to adapt really quickly to that, right? So your elite teams, they've already thought this stuff through, they already have the deep strategies, and they can communicate it quickly to their teams. But what if we gave that opportunity to all our alliances? What if all of our alliances had 2 weeks, 3 weeks of prep time to, message each other on Discord and be like, I want to run this autonomous routine, can you guys run this autonomous routine? And if one of the teams doesn't have that routine, well, they have 3 weeks to write it. And they have their 2 teammates who are very invested in them having that autonomous, right? So if a team maybe isn't skilled enough to write that routine, they can work with their teammates and crank that out and learn. So I think it offers a really unique opportunity to have our alliances selected beforehand. And sorry, go ahead.
I think it's going to really bring up the level of play across the entire field. We had little run-ins this season with younger teams not really knowing how to run an alliance, and so it'll be good practice for that, and make sure that everybody gets that knowledge.
Certainly, practicing this double elim bracket now is all the more interesting, right? You better come out to ARL Championship, or hopefully you qualify for ARL Championship, because now you get to practice the double elim bracket before next season. You will have a leg up in how it flows, and before it matters, right, in a regional. Another thing that running just the playoffs on Saturday allows for, and if you've watched any ARL this year, I hope you can be excited about this, fully functioning robots from the start of playoffs, right? No matter what, teams are ready and prepared for like the most competitive matches of the year, right? And there's no like, oh no, we broke our climber the last qual before playoffs and suddenly we can't climb. Well, no, like everyone is showing up, greased wheels, greased drivetrains, all their nuts and bolts tightened down, nothing loose. They're ready to go, right? Warmed up. So it's just another reason why that will elevate our play, right? So you may be thinking like, I don't know, that won't take all day, so what are we going to do all day? Well, let's tell you. Unless I miscounted, there are 13 series or 14 series, right? But from round 1 to finals, right? And I'll pop this screen back up again, okay? So from one round to finals, it's 13 or 14 series. Probably at maximum, they run, maybe 4.5 hours to get to the very end, which is obviously not our full day. So what we will be doing is, we'll be having our exhibition matches scheduled for teams that have been eliminated, right? So just in case you get eliminated in the first 2 rounds, you'll still have exhibition matches that you can participate in, right? In our I don't know. What have we run this year so far in terms of exhibition?
We did a mentor match at the scrimmage, and that was the only one we got to.
Well, now's the time to try out all the other fun ones, right? Like glow-in-the-dark matches, more mentor matches, maybe brand new drive team matches, put people out there that have never driven before, or, we'll dump extra cargo on the field and see how many points we can score. So in between every round, to give teams time to recoup on their robots. So in between round 1 and 2, in between rounds 2 and 3, rounds 3 and 4, rounds 4 and 5, etc. We will have an exhibition match. Take that back. Between round 1 and round 2, there won't be an exhibition match. We'll fill that with something else, because the teams participating in the exhibition match are the teams who have been eliminated. So you can't get eliminated till round 2. So therefore, between 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 4 and 5, we will have exhibition matches. Another reason to come out is we will have multiple raffles, and you're automatically entered into the raffles by participating in the event. So if you're on an alliance and you come out, you're entered into the raffle. The raffle is going to be anything from robot parts to computer parts to gift cards to anything you could think of. Of course, something that we're able to do with this is invite a whole ton of potential sponsors and VIPs out for the event. And what I really like about jumping right into the playoff structure is we give all these individuals who don't know a ton about the program, like, the best snapshot they can have of it on the field, right? So that's really exciting. So they'll peruse through the pits. So the day will be full, right? And we will also be having awards, right? So we'll be having our end of season awards, which I'm really excited to give out. We've already had some internal discussion amongst ourselves and a couple arguments about who would get what award, which is very exciting. And by amongst ourselves, I mean like our award team, not like me. But the awards will be good. Those will also be announced in the coming weeks, trickled out along with the award show information. But Arheo, do we have any awards we want to reveal right now? I can think of one.
I can think of one, but I don't know if it's the same one.
Okay, well, do you want to say yours, and then I can tell you if it's
Sure.
what I was thinking of?
I really want to give away that Best Traversal award.
Best traversal of the season, so not one event.
Yes.
Cool. So now we're revealing 2 awards, because the other award one of the other awards we'll be giving out is Most Improved Robot, from beginning of the event, or beginning of the ARL to the end of the ARL, which I'm very excited to give out, right? Because we've had a lot of teams put in a lot of work over the course of the summer and now the fall, through the various ARL events, using them to test new things, train new drivers, and so I'm very excited to give out award kind of showing that we noticed it, right? We noticed the improvement happening, and I'm glad that you're using ARL for that purpose. So yeah, I mean, the ARL Championship Friday night. Suppose we could talk about maybe why it's 2 days long still. Friday night is still available for teams to load in. There will still be time for field calibration that night, limelight stuff, a random practice matches, right? So randomized alliances, practice matches. And then on Saturday, we will also have allotted time in the morning for you to get your entire alliance onto the field to run. We'll run 4 practice matches in the morning on Saturday, where you can field your entire alliance and practice with them for one match. Now, obviously, please don't play a whole ton of defense in that one practice match. You could opt out of your practice match also. That one, if you're kind of worried about robots breaking down, you can opt out of that. But it'll be available. The time is there. The time is available for teams that are coming in just Saturday. We'll have a lunch break per normal. We will have a full breakdown of the schedule released in another team update, again, in the next couple weeks. We just really wanted to get the information out there as soon as possible, now that we have our date locked in, what the format is going to be and what you can expect. Yeah. I don't know, Arheo, what do you think? Are you excited about it? I'm pretty excited.
I'm very excited. It's going to be a very packed weekend.
Yeah.
Even if it's just one day.
I know, but like every match will be, playoff quality like we would see at a regional, but just from the get-go. A couple other notes. We'll have opening ceremonies still. We'd like to have it kind of function very close to an official state championship, right? So if you've ever been to a state championship, whether it be the FRC state championship or the Arizona First state championship or the a different sport state championship, right? We are looking for anyone who's interested in singing the national anthem in the beginning, right? It'll be a big deal. We will have guest speakers for opening ceremonies from our amazing sponsors. We'll have a sick analyst desk. It's gonna be great. You should be there. You should be there. Trust. I don't know. I'm really excited to see. I'm really excited to see alliances formed ahead of time. One of the most inspiring and coolest experiences of my first career was working with 973 ahead of the Festival of Champions in 2017, because I got to watch my students communicate over Zoom on a Saturday in the middle of summer with a team that we super respected, right? An elite team, like our captains, and we got to learn and feed off each other. Got to watch my students learn and talk to them throughout the entire summer, working together to set up a really cool autonomous routine. Now, obviously, that was over months, and what we're talking about for ARL is over a couple weeks. But the idea is the same. I'm really excited to see, the teams, how they come together and can work together to crank out something really cool, and the upsets that maybe could happen. A really well put together strategy by the 8 seed could very well upset a unprepared 1 seed, or the 8 seed could prepare and go through the lower bracket, and even though they lose to the 1 seed in the first round, they can meet them again in the final round. I don't know if there's any questions out there. I know it's a big day first wise, there's a lot of information changing. If you read the team update that came out today, you can pretty much assume that we're either already doing what they're now implementing, like a mandated timeout, so there's no timeouts. If you've been to an ARL event, you've heard Joshua, our head ref, recount before limbs that there are no timeouts in a limbs. There's just always a mandatory field timeout, right? That just happens. We just have a field timeout, so there's no need to call a timeout because we want to make sure that each team has enough time to fix their robot and get back on the field. So that's actually in the team update, that there's no longer timeouts, just there is up to 15 minutes between every game, which is great. We're kind of ahead of a curve on that tidbit. So you can pretty much assume that what you're seeing in there will most likely be adopting, right? There's a static match schedule, which means matches are set to a time, not just one after the other. So, right, that's how they make sure we get the field timeout in. So we'll probably implement something similar to that. The only thing, and I'll go over it again at the end here, it's a quick episode today, for the record. The only thing I want to emphasize tonight is that we are running a best 2 out of 3 for every round. So round 1, best 2 out of 3, round 2, best 2 out of 3, round 3, round 4, round 5, and the finals, all best 2 out of 3. Whereas the first team update from today is a best of 1 until the finals. We're a best of 2 of 3 for all of the rounds. So at the very least, you're competing in 4 matches. At the very most, you're obviously competing in a lot more than that. So, yeah. I don't know. Are you any lasting thoughts? Any ARL stuff we should go over or talk about? Or
I just want to remind everyone to follow all of our socials.
Oh yeah.
On Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's more than that.
We also have the LinkedIn.
Yep.
And you can also join our Discord.
And we have
you got me there.
We have a YouTube.
Right.
So you can find this episode. Hello, YouTube. Hi. You can find us on YouTube pretty much, unless for some reason the Twitch VOD gets corrupted, like last week's episode. You will find our VODs on YouTube. I will be in the Discord answering questions. If everyone has any. I will post out right after this. I will post the link to the team update from today, in case anyone wants to look at it. You guys want to discuss it. I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, that's pretty much it from us. I hope you guys are preparing for the September ARL. We do need as many teams as we can get for that one. If you know of a team who hasn't competed yet because they are worried about like robot transportation or having enough students that day, or they just don't have a robot anymore, they took theirs apart, please let someone on the ARL planning committee know, like me. We can help get robots there. We can help field drive teams, like complete drive teams. We can provide other robots. We have extras. So don't let not having a robot stop you from coming to compete. If you know of a rookie team who's starting in 2023 and they want to play robots before 2023, if anyone has an extra robot, they can totally compete with that. So, yeah. As a reminder, if you haven't competed yet in an ARL event, you would have to compete in 2 to qualify for the championship, we have 2 left. So we have the September and the October. So you'd have to compete in both of those. Or if you've only competed in 1, you can compete in the September or the October and finalize your qualification. That's the word I was looking for. Very tough. So, I guess one final time, we are adapting the double elimination bracket for the ARL Championship in November. That would be November 11th and 12th. That bracket looks something like this. It is 6 total rounds of best 2 of 3 series. You have to lose 2 of those series to be knocked out of the tournament. So you will face more than one alliance before your day is done. Interspersed in our double elim bracket, we will have exhibition matches for eliminated alliances. We will have raffle giveaways. We may have free ice cream. We may have free candy. We will have sweet opening ceremonies, cool analysis, and a bunch of sponsors and VIPs walking around that day. So please mark your calendars. Yeah. Stay tuned for more on our Alliance Selection show. It'll probably be a hybrid event. It'll take place on Twitch and in person. So if you're out of city and you want to select an alliance, you can still participate in the Alliance Selection, obviously. But stay tuned for how that functions and how that works. And if you need to review any of the stuff we went over today, the team update will go out Friday, and it'll be emailed to all teams who have registered, as well as just if you have the handbook link, you can go visit and refresh yourself on that. So, as always, I guess thanks to our sponsors for the whole year, right? Honeywell and Arizona Diamondbacks, killing it per usual.
Many thank yous to them.
Many thanks. Thank you to Arheo for joining me for this one. He is kind of our guru when it comes to rules and setting stuff like that up. So appreciate your effort on that. Any parting words? Any words of kindness?
No, just everyone have a good night. This will be a fun event. Hope to see you all there.
Awesome. Alrighty, folks. Thanks for joining us. Sorry it was a short one. Don't have too much more to cover. We will be back not next Wednesday, not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after, which is the 21st for ARL warm-up for the September event. Am I right? Nope. Next Wednesday.
Next week.
Next Wednesday. Dates are hard. That's why you're here. You mess up my slides, but you keep me on track. We'll be back next Wednesday for the ARL warm-up. We will cover all the teams competing at the September ARL, the storylines, what you can expect. We'll check out the championship rankings again so you can move up with a good performance. We're back next week. So thank you, everyone, for coming on out. I appreciate you guys hanging out. See you on the socials. See you on Discord. Peace.